Okay, so you'll probably notice that when you click the wrong button at the wrong time or the correct time, you get a yeah here, or you get like something that shows that you got it wrong. So I put yeah for when I get it right. Got it right again. It says yeah. And where are those coming from? Let's take a look at the scripts. So in the scripts, you can button these up if you want to for now. And I have created this part here in the script that says there's a prefab called success. If I click it here, you'll see that it points right to this prefabs folder. And then there's a game object called success. And then there's one here called wrong effect. And okay, that's what we're gonna do for this tutorial. So let's go into the one we're building now. And we're gonna do this right here on the stage. We're gonna, let me zip this up. We're gonna go Control, Create Empty, and I'm gonna call this one Success. Okay, and then I need to put a sprite render on it. Sprite renderer. And then I don't have an image yet. So I'm gonna go back to my folder, and you need to, in Photoshop, create your success. You could write success or yes or whatever you want. I had this graphic from when I was making it. I did success, yeah. I just made it yeah. And then while I'm here, how about I get the this one I said face when he trips. That's the face that he made to make it look like he messed up. And it was great acting by Jesse. So you're gonna select this in the assets folder, and you're gonna switch this to sprite default. And now some of you need to make sure this says single. By default, a lot of people's, some people it says multiple. You wanna make sure it says single. Then hit apply, and you'll notice it cleans it up. So like this doesn't have a transparent background yet, but when I switch it to sprite in 2D, it will fix that. Hit apply, make sure it says single. Okay, good. So now in this success game object, I could drag the yeah up there. And then we will drag this into the prefabs folder. And now I have a new prefab, and you can see it filled in this little cube. And I could now right click and delete this from the stage. Now, I didn't delete it. There you go, delete. Why is it not? Control, delete. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. Control, create empty, and we're gonna call this one wrong effect, I think I did in the first one. Just trying to stay consistent. We're gonna add a sprite renderer again, and now we need that other graphic. So let's go back to our art, and you'll notice the inspector just switched out, so I have to click back on this again and drag Jesse's face up into there. Now there's another way you could select the image. I didn't have to go to the art folder necessarily. I could have clicked this little circle and you could pick different graphics that way, or pieces. And then so let's set this X, Y, and Z coordinate there. Let's change the layer in order to like 15, and let's do that. We're probably gonna need to do that for the other one also. How about we actually, let's double click this so I could see where it's placed. And that's interesting. I'm curious to see how I coded it. It's been a while. Let's just drag that into to see if it spawns in a particular place and how I controlled that. So I'm gonna go to the prefabs folder and drag this in, because I'm wondering if and let's remove this from here. Okay, if this one, we could select our prefab in the folder and change the settings here, 0, 0, 0, and let's give that, I don't know, let's just go 22. Let me check in the other game what we had the settings at. So for yeah, we had it 3, -1. So that's probably why it's to the right a little bit. And then we had the order at 33 there for, I just picked random numbers, I guess. And so let's set these off a little bit out of the X coordinate. Let's make that one also about, let's go 2. And then the yeah, we'll put this one -2. So maybe they pop up on the other side. How about, let's try that. Okay, so in the prefabs, you want to control their X, Y, and Z when they spawn. Now finally, in the scripts, we need to drag this into these fields right here. So the success, we drag into this field, and then the wrong effect, we drag into there. Now let's try it out. Okay, so I'm gonna click some wrong ones right away. Let's see. Yep, there he is. There he is again. Let's see if I can get some right. Up arrow, yeah. Up arrow again, yeah. Left, right, left, right, left, left. And I'm gonna mess up on purpose, and we get play again. Okay, so as you can see, this X and Y coordinate is where it shows up. So I'll raise them up by 2. So this is the wrong effect, and so that'll make it on the Y-axis. It'll place them up here somewhere. So let's take a look. Let's get some right and wrong ones. Let's go wrong, wrong. Let's go correct. I said they were going to go up, and obviously they didn't. Here's a quick test you could do. You could drag it here, and that's interesting. It did place them. Let's take a look. I'm going to take a look real quick in this code. Success effect, wrong effect. So this is the code, and I'll show you right where they get spawned. You could push Command F. You could push Command F, and you'll get this little window up here in this program. And then you can go right to, you can search for this. So instantiate this, and yeah, so it's not setting any values for the location. So I'm wondering why, as to why they didn't. Let's double click this. The wrong effect. Let's go 4. I guess it just didn't really move it up that much. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the amount of pixels that it moves up wasn't that big. Oh, anyway. Okay, you can play around those numbers. We'll investigate and see. I don't want to let this video go too long. But for now, you can get your success and wrong graphics or effects popped up when you click the arrows. And then the last thing we'll do after this, well, it's not the last thing, but we'll add sound and we'll add the actual character. That'll be the funnest part. Okay, so add these effects and have fun.